recording. So today we scheduled to cover the entire chapter 9. Next time when we meet after spring break, we're going to review for exam 2. Exam 2 covers chapters 8 and 9. Yeah, I know chapter 9 has 3 sections, but we are going to cover all the 3 sections today. We are not going to focus on specific measurement. We are going to focus on the method to convert between measurement units. So firstly, I want to show you my table now. By the way, I have this posted in the Blackboard. In my table note, I included 2 different methods for measurement convention. But we are going to only cover one method. It's in the bottom. It's at the bottom of the table. The first method is from the book. The name of the method is called dimensional analysis. You will see that when you work on Pearson. But we are not learning that method. The reason is because that method use fractions all the time. So it's not a very efficient method. Instead, the second method, my method, is a very good method. All right. So firstly, I'm going to introduce what is my method. So firstly, for example, we want to convert. Firstly, we want to know. Give me 1 second to find my stylus. Okay, it's here. Remind me later. Okay. For example, we have a question want to ask. Or convert 15 yards to its equivalent amount in feet or in foot. So this is the problem. So we're converting. So the goal is to write 15 yards as how many feet. So this is the problem. So the convention is between yard and feet. Well, do you guys have a feeling? Any feelings about how much, how long? Both of them are one-dimensional concept. They are measurements of length, right? Yeah, anybody have an idea how long is 1 foot? How long is 1 yard? If you go to Subway, they have the foot-long sandwich, right? Foot-long sandwich, the long bread, that is 1 foot. Very big foot. So that's how long 1 foot. And how about yard? How long is 1 yard? 3 feet. We know 3 feet make a yard, right? I would say this is kind of like a common sense. 3 feet make 1 yard. And I have a question here. Between those 2 measurement units, the 2 units I'm referring to are feet and yard. I hope you do not picking on my grammar. Is it plural or singular? I'll just say feet and yard. Okay. So the 2 units, feet and yard. Which unit is smaller? Which unit is bigger? Can you tell from this identity. So this is the conversion identity. 3 feet equals 1 yard. Or the formula. It gives the relationship between the two units. From this, can you tell which unit is smaller, which unit is bigger? It's a pretty simple question. 1 foot, is like 1 full long sandwich long. That is 1 foot. 3 feet make a yard. Which unit is smaller? 1 foot is smaller or 1 yard is smaller? Is 1 foot a shorter length or 1 yard a shorter length? Foot is shorter. Exactly. Awesome. Perfect. Exactly. So between those two units, foot and a yard, foot is a smaller unit. Okay, let me write it down. Foot is a smaller unit, and a yard is a bigger unit. Yeah, we are talking about between those two units. Okay, has nothing to do with other units. They are not involved in this problem. The only two units involved are foot and yard. So foot is a smaller unit, yard is a bigger unit. A very, very important thing we're going to learn today, a very, very important rule we're going to learn today is this. The number in front of a smaller unit is bigger. The number in front of, I'll say the, because between we compare two units now, foot and yard. The number in front of the bigger unit is smaller. All right? Yeah. So all we learn today is this. In a sense, all we need to learn today is to understand this rule and apply it to solve problems, to answer problems. So as you can see in this formula, 3 feet equals 1 yard. Foot is a smaller unit. Yard is a bigger unit. The number in front of a yard is 1. So it is a smaller number, right? 1 is a smaller number compared with 3. Yeah, compared with 1, 3 is a bigger number. So very, very important. I need you to remember this. When you have two units, most of the time, occasionally the two units are the same. Maybe the name is different, but they are actually the same unit. But most of the time, the two units are different. One unit is smaller, the other unit is bigger. And the very important thing we need to know is the number preceding the smaller unit is bigger. The number preceding the bigger unit is smaller. Because in order for those two things are equal to each other, in order for those two things, 3 feet and 1 yard, equal to each other, we have to balance it out. Because the foot is a smaller unit, it needs a bigger number in front of it to equal to 1 yard, right? To match with a bigger unit. Does that make sense, please, guys? And let me know, does the rule I wrote here make any sense to you? Okay, perfect. Thank you for your response. Very good. Thank you. And in this formula, 3 feet equals 1 yard. 3 feet equals 1 yard. 3 here is the conversion factor. We need to know that name. 3 here is the conversion factor. Because my method uses conversion factor. as the key step. So we as the key component. So we need to know how to identify the conversion factor between two measurement units. The conversion factor between the two units, foot and yard, is 3. In the formula, you would always see two numbers, okay? One of the number must be 1. Then the other that is not equal to 1 is the conversion factor. Yeah, I'll repeat what I just said over and over today. I believe you will understand and know how to apply it. So how do we convert 15 yards to the equivalent amount in foot? All right, so this is now we're gonna answer our question. Yard and yard and foot. We know foot is a smaller unit, yard is a bigger unit, so the number in front of foot should be bigger. Okay, so on your scratch paper you should write down, I need a bigger number in a cell. Bigger than what? Bigger than number in front of yards. Okay, because the foot is a smaller unit compared with a yard, so we need a bigger number in front of a foot. Bigger number in front of foot than the number in front of yard. The number in front of yard is 15. We need a number bigger than 15 there. Okay, how do we get a number bigger than 15 and fit in this cell that this equation is a true statement? We use a conversion factor. Yeah, earlier we already saw the formula and we know the conversion factor between those two units are 3, right? It is 3. So how do we find this number? And the number is supposed to be bigger than 15. We just multiply 15 by the conversion factor. 15 times 3, 45. Okay? How do we get this number? Either multiply or divide by the conversion factor. And you would ask, when do I multiply? When do I divide? Depends on the situation. In this case, we want a bigger number than 15. Then if we divide 15 by 3, we will not have a bigger number. We have to multiply 15 by 3. We got a 45. You see what I'm talking about? So the key step of applying this method, I don't really have a name for that, for the method. This is my method, is you you multiply the number that is given, or divide the number that is given by the conversion factor. Do you need a multiply or divide? Depends on, do you need a smaller number or do you need a bigger number? Please let me know. Is that clear, guys? So the key step of my method is to identify the conversion factor. Yeah, you at least need to know this name, conversion factor. Then you either multiply or divide the given number by the conversion factor. You multiply or divide, you don't know, right? Depends on, do you want a bigger number or smaller number? Sometimes you multiply, you get a bigger number. Sometimes you divide, you get a bigger number. You can try. It won't take too much time. Really depends on the value of the conversion factor. By the way, conversion factor does not have to be always bigger than 1. Is it possible a conversion factor is less than 1? Is possible. In that case, if you multiply by the conversion factor, you will have a smaller number. Then if you need a bigger number, you will have to divide the number by the conversion factor. Okay, so we'll see those, okay? We'll see a lot of questions today. This is just to show you the method. Okay, very good. Then let's look at the question. So I'm thinking that we go to Pearson. Because we have 3 sections, right? Yeah, instead of going over the questions on the guided note, we can just start working on Pearson because we only have today to cover chapter 9. Is this class assignments? 9.1, as you can see, 9.1 is measuring length, y-dimensional. 9.2 is measuring area and volume. Area 2-dimensional, volume 3-dimensional. And 9.3 is to measuring weight and temperature. Weight, you can understand weight as 3-dimensional. Temperature is 1-dimensional. So a lot of things, right? We do not really have time to cover all the details, but we will have enough time, sufficient time to learn the method. If you grasp the method, you can do most of the questions here, all right? My computer about to die. Sorry about that, Emma. Make sure you have your charger with you. Okay, so let's go to 9.1. Yeah, today we most of the time we're probably gonna spend on 9.1. So those are warm-up problems. So basically, if you multiply by 10, if you multiply a decimal by 10, you move the decimal point to the right one time. If you multiply a number by 0.01, that's actually equivalent to divide by 100. You move the decimal point to the left twice. Yeah, I'll leave those warm-up problems for you to figure out. Yeah, pretty straightforward. And divide by 1,000, you move the decimal point to the left 3 times. And this one, okay, this one. This one is not a typical problem. Let's go to those is about dimensional analysis methods that I said that we are not going to cover in the class. Okay, this one. Use the, just ignore the method, all right? Ignore the method. Yeah. Convert the quantity to the indicated units. And you are given a bunch of formulas. So since we are converting 45 inches to feet to foot, we need which formula? Inch and foot, the first one, right? Yeah, we need the first one. So let me copy paste. On a note, then I can write something. All right, what we need to know is the formula we need to apply is this one. All right. Okay. So the formula gives us the relationship between the measurement unit inch and the measurement unit foot. Yeah, I already explained how long is a foot, right? You go to Subway, the foot long sandwich, that length is a foot, 1 foot, a very big foot. And how long is an inch? How long is an inch? So look at your thumb. Of course, everybody, I don't think we all have the same size hand, right? Just approximately. So look at your thumb. Look at your thumb. So this is your nail. So this is the knuckle, the first knuckle. So from the tip of your thumb, to the first knuckle of your thumb, that is about 1 inch. Okay, approximately. Suppose you don't have the manicure. Yeah, from the tip of your finger, not nail, from the tip of your finger to the first knuckle, that's about 1 inch. Obviously, an inch is a smaller unit compared with a foot, right? Yeah, that's why the number in front of inch, 12, is bigger than the number in front of foot, which is 1. So from the formula that is given, we can conclude. Yeah, now we actually, those 2 units are common units. But the method I'm teaching you also apply to any, even the units you are not familiar with. So from this formula, we can tell inch is a smaller unit. foot is a bigger unit. And in this formula, the number in front of foot is 1, the number in front of inch is 12, and 12 is the conversion factor between the two units, which is 12. Okay, 12 inches make a foot. It takes 12 inches to make a foot. All right, that's the conversion factor, remember? We're going to use this conversion factor. We're going to either multiply this number or divide by that number, depends on what we need. Here, what we need is we need to convert 45 inches to, how many foot, right? Okay, you tell me, is this number compared with 45? Is this number smaller or bigger compared with 45? Look what we have concluded from the formula. Inch is a smaller unit. Foot is a bigger unit. So the number in front of foot should be bigger or smaller than 45. Inch is a smaller unit. Foot is a bigger unit. Exactly, thank you. Appreciate that you are paying attention. Very good. We need a smaller number, okay? Yeah, you can take notes, whatever the keywords that could help you to manage the information. So we need a smaller number in a cell, okay? Smaller than 45. So we start with the 45, the number that is given. We either multiply by 12 or divide by 12. Should we multiply by 12 or divide by 12 in this case? By the way, we are looking, we want to have a smaller number. So if you multiply 45 by 12, you're probably going to very big number, right? So what do you think? Yes, exactly. Thank you, Ashley. We divided by. Very good. Divided by. Sometimes you might think your method, is that really necessary? Sometimes I just can get it done without using your method. But again, my method is universally applicable. Even in any cases, you can use my method, no problem. So number in front of inch is 45. 45 divided by 12. 3.75. 3.75. 3.75. You know, I can do this very, very fast. I use my method. I'm very familiar with my method. I look at inch, foot. Okay, I know foot is a smaller unit, so I need a bigger, foot is a bigger. Let me restart it, I'm sorry. Foot is a bigger unit. I need a smaller number in the cell. To get a smaller number, divide 45 by 12. 12 is the conversion factor. And I get a 3.75 and done. Just like that. Take you 10 seconds. Yeah, once you grasp the method, it really doesn't take too much time. But I do not recommend you just quickly leave a problem. You want to make sense the result, okay? Again, our course is a quantitative reasoning. We want to actually have a good feeling about those units and the relationship between those units. And inch and foot, we actually pretty familiar. In reality, we use them a lot, right? 12 inches make a foot. Then now you have 45 inches, and that is 3 3/4 feet. 3 3/4 feet. I hope you understand. What do you think? Very quickly, yeah, identify which unit is smaller and which unit is bigger. And then the number you're looking for is going to be bigger if it's preceding a smaller unit. And it's going to be smaller and if it's preceding a bigger unit, right? Yeah, let's keep it going. If you haven't find catch the idea, we can just keep trying, all right? Let's see this problem. As a beginner, we're going to do some scratch work on a note. This problem is between yard and inch. Look at the formulas that is given here. Do we have a formula that directly relate yard and inch? This is inch and foot. This is foot and yard, inch and, oh yeah, we do, yard and inch. Sometimes we got lucky, right? Yard and inch is right here. Yard and inch, yard and inch. And as you can see, if you have a good idea about inch and yard, you know how big a yard is, right? 3 feet make a yard, and inch is just very little, very short. And you know, inch is a smaller unit. Inch is a smaller unit. So inch is a smaller unit compared with yard, right? So we need a bigger number in the cell, bigger than 15. Okay, bigger than 15. The conversion factor is 36. Conversion factor is 36. So how do we use 36 to get a bigger number? Start from 15. Yes, start from 15. How do we use 36 to get a bigger number? If you divide it by 36, are you going to divide 15 by 36? Would that give you a bigger number? Or should we multiply 15 by 36 to get a bigger number? Yes, exactly. Thank you, Jennifer. I think I'm pretty clear. Yeah, appreciate that you are paying attention. So here, we start with a 15 yard, and we go yard to inch. So we go from a bigger unit to a smaller unit. So we need a bigger number in front of the inch. In order to get a bigger number, we multiply 15 by the factor, the conversion factor, 36. 540. 540. Right? Yeah, I think it's a, yeah, multiply, exactly. Thank you, Ashley. Continue. This one, from yard to foot. Okay. I wish I can highlight the information on the in Pearson. So yard and foot, and we know this one. It's gonna be the second one. Okay, 3 feet make a yard. This actually is similar with the problem I gave you at the very beginning. So between foot and yard, the conversion factor is 3. So you're gonna write it down. Conversion factor is 3. And we are looking for a number in front of foot. Compare with yard, foot is a smaller unit. Foot is a smaller unit in this case. All right, compare with yard, foot is a smaller unit. So the number in front of it gonna be bigger. To get a bigger number in the cell, we need to multiply 9 by the factor 3, so 27. Just like that. Very easy, right? What do you think? Is it doable? Yeah, we can keep going, keep practicing. Okay, very good. This one is a foot to yard. Yes, similar with the earlier, right? The conversion factor between foot and yard is 3. And we are going to find a number in front of a yard. Compare with the foot. Yard is a bigger unit. Okay, let me say it again. Compare with a foot. A yard is a bigger unit. So we want a smaller number in front of it. We want a smaller number in front of it. How do we get a smaller number? If we multiply 18 by 3, we won't get a smaller number, right? We'll get a bigger number. So we would have to divide 18 by 3. Divide 18 by 3, what do we have? What do you think, guys? We should divide, right? Because we want a smaller number. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Ashley. What is 9? You got a 6. 6 is correct. You got a 6, which is correct. Okay. Next. All right. So this one, we convert between foot and mile. You know how much 1 foot, and you know how much is 1 mile, right? If you walk a mile, it's probably gonna take a while. Like take a how many minutes you walk a mile? 30 minutes. So let's see the formula between relate foot and a mile together. Foot, how many foot in a mile? Yeah, right here. 5,280 feet in a mile. And this is a number that not convenient to remember, but we should remember. Okay, 5,280. We have 5,280 feet in a mile. Yeah, because the world, every country in the world, all other countries in this world, they use a metric system, and United States use United States metric system. They got this from England metric system, but England even don't use that anymore. But the country, we still use this, right? Okay, not bad. A lot of times we have to convert, not even not between metric systems within a system. We still have to learn a method. Okay, is good. What I said is not convenient to remember this number, but it's good to know the number. There are 5,280 feet in a mile. Obviously, mile is a bigger unit. Foot is a smaller unit, a lot smaller, right? And then 5,280 is the conversion factor. Mile is a bigger unit. So we need a number in front of a small, very small, right? Very small. So how do we get a small number? The given number in the question, 22,560. Yeah, that's how many feet. We have to, in order to get a smaller number, we have to divide by the conversion factor, 5,280. Oh, how do we round it? Round to the nearest hundreds, so to keep 2 decimal places. 4.27. 4.27. So far so good, guys? So far so good? Okay, thank you. Appreciate your response. And in this question, we are converting 3 meters to centimeters. Okay, this is something you need to know, because when you take exam 2, our exam is closed book, closed note. There are, I think, a few or 2 questions that you need to know this diagram. Is to convert between metric system. Convert within metric system. So for the length in metric system, we use meter, kilometer, right? And this mm is a millimeter, cm is a centimeter, dm is a decameter, m is a meter for sure, dem is a decameter, hm is a hectometer, km is a kilometer. All right, so how do we remember so many m? There's a Q that we can help you. King Henry died Monday, drinking chocolate milk. So King Henry died Monday drinking chocolate milk. King, KM, Henry, HM, died, DAM, Monday, M, just M, drinking, DM, chocolate milk, CM, milk, chocolate, cm, milk, mm. So this is a km, hm, damn, dying is damn, right? Damn bad. So m, dm, cm, mm. It's just something that we can remember this diagram. So when you go to exam 2, the beginning, I'd like you know, right before you go to testing center, right before you go to the room, review this formula, and then once you get there, everything is settled, you write this on your scratch paper, okay? Write this on your scratch paper. King Henry died Monday drinking chocolate milk. So those are the units in metric system. Metric system. How much meter? How many meter? How long is 1 meter? You know, I grew up with metric system, so I'm very familiar with meters. So meters is a little bit more than a yard. Okay. Yeah, that's what I remembered. We'll see some questions. Or a meter is similar with a yard. And a centimeter. Yes, meter and a centimeter and a kilometer. Those three are the most common used units metric system. Centimeter, meter, and a kilometer. So if you drive in other country, the speed limit will not be how many miles per hour. It's going to be how many kilometers per hour. Okay, so how many centimeter? A centimeter. So earlier I draw a thumb, right? And look at your thumb. Look at your thumb. Suppose you don't have manicure. This is your thumb. This is the knuckle, right? We say from the tip of your finger, thumb finger to the first knuckle, that's about 1 inch. And then suppose this is your nail. Of course, we have different size of nails, right? And from the tip of your finger to the the end of the nail, that's about 1 centimeter. Okay, maybe this would help you to at least know the relationship between centimeter and an inch. The role centimeter plays in metric system is the same with the role inch plays in the US system. Oh, scares me, hear myself. Okay, so when you have something like this, you don't even have to use my method. You can just use another very fast method. Let's see this problem is go from meter, convert meter to centimeter. So let's find our meter and centimeter. Meter is here, centimeter is here. Yeah, we are converting from meter to centimeter, right? As you can see, from meter to centimeter, you multiply by, you go twice to the right. Yeah, from meter to the centimeter, you go twice to the right. Every time you go to the right, one time you multiply 10. Now you need to go to the right twice. That means you need to multiply 10 twice. You multiply 100. When you multiply decimal by 100, is equivalent to move the decimal point to the right twice. So here, the trick is, if you go from meter to centimeter, in the diagram, is go to the right twice. All you need to do is to move the decimal point in 3. All you need to do is to move the decimal point in 3. Sorry, it's here. To the right twice. 300. Very fast. Okay, how do we convert within a metric system? First, you need to know the diagram, right? You need to know the diagram. King Henry died Monday drinking chocolate milk. I think it's not too bad. King Henry died Monday drinking chocolate milk. Probably a lot of you can just memorize now, right? If you go from meter to centimeter in this question, you have to go to the right twice. That means you just need to move the decimal point in the number in front of meter to the right twice. Yeah, you move decimal point in the 3 to the right twice, you get the 300. Let me know, am I clear, guys? Okay, very good. Thank you. So mainly those are two things. First thing, my method conversion, how to use conversion factor to convert from one unit to the other. The other thing is this problem, this type of problem. Convert within the metric system. If you go to the right how many times, just move the decimal point to the right how many times. If you go to the left a few times, just move the decimal point to the left the same number times, right? Okay, so this one is 300. Very easy. Yeah. Think about 100 centimeters. Center means century, 100, right? We know cent means 100. So 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So 300 centimeters in 3 meters. Okay, this one is from HM to M. H here is Henry, right? Henry. Yeah, King Henry. Henry. From HM to M. From HM to M to the right twice. So move the decimal point to the right twice. 1720. Done. Isn't that fast? This one, centimeter to I don't remember how to pronounce it. Hectometer. Probably a good idea to download. Just give me 1 second. So this is my table note. And got in a note for chapter 9. Just want to know the pronunciation for the thing. We don't really use that much though in normal life. Okay. Yeah, hecto, not hector, hecto, kilo, hecto, deca, DAM, right? Dam, decameter, deci, DM, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. Yeah, it's good that we actually pronounce it correctly. Kilometer, hectometer, decameter, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. Yeah. And this gives us King Henry died Monday morning drinking, not morning, I'm sorry. King Henry died Monday drinking chocolate milk. Maybe someone put a poison in the chocolate milk. So from CM to HM, CM is right here. Hectometer is here. So from CM to HM, we go to the left. We go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do it again. From CM to HM, we go to the left 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 315.2, move the decimal point to the left the same number times, 4 times. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer is 0.03152. Okay? Yeah. Do you see it? When you have a lot of steps, be careful. It's always good to double check. And let me know, do you see it? From CM to HM, you go to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 times. So you move the decimal point here in 315.2 to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 times. You have this result. So far so good, everybody? Okay, awesome, thank you. Let's continue. Number 16. Oh, same thing. Millimeter to meter. This is millimeter. This is meter. From millimeter to meter, we do 1, 2, 3. Yeah, do it again. From millimeter to meter. 1, 2, 3. 3 times to the left. 3 times to the left. Be very careful. Yeah, 3 times to the left. 0.0001232. Let's see. Let's double check. So it was here. 1, 2. No, I'm missing 1 0. So just move the decimal point to the left 3 times. It was here. It was here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's correct. And sometimes one is like question like this is not convenient, right? No, yeah, move the decimal point probably not as convenient as just divide by 10 3 times. Yeah, then you can just do the calculator. You can enter the number 0.022 in the calculator, right? And since you moved to the left 3 times, you are going to divide 10 3 times. You are not dividing by 30, okay? Make sure we understand. We're on the same page. You are not dividing by 30. You are dividing by 1,000. Or you can just divide by 10 one time, divide by 10 second time, divide by 10 the third time. Same thing, right? Yeah, be careful. 4 zeros in front of 2. Yeah. When we have a lot of zeros, it's not convenient. So be very, very careful. Number 17. From DM to KM. DM is here. KM is all the way to the left end. From DM to KM, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah, do it again. DM to KM, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times to the left. So you move the decimal point to the left 4 times. Or you can just multiply the number by 10 4 times, right? You don't have to know what is it divide 10 4 times. It's actually 10,000. But we don't have to worry about that. Where's my calculator? Let's take the scientific calculator. $92, yeah. From DM to KM 4 times to the left. So divided by 10 4 times. Divide by 10 1 time, second time, third time, another time, 4 times. 0.0092. Done. Okay, this one is not within the metric system anymore. So this is not King Henry drinking chocolate milk. This is convert inch to centimeter. Remember I mentioned earlier, inch and centimeter both are very important units in the 2 different systems. The importance of centimeter in metric system is the same with the importance of inch in the US metric. Then how do we convert between those 2? Very interesting, right? Look at the first formula. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. Centimeter is okay, you tell me here. Based on the formula here. Also, earlier I drew the picture. I said look at your thumb. From the tip of your finger to the first knuckle, that's about 1 inch. Approximately, okay? Of course, my hand probably is smaller than yours, or yours even smaller. It's just an idea. And that's about 1 inch. And 1 centimeter is from the tip of your finger to the end of your nail. the end of your nail. That's about 1 centimeter. So you tell me between inch and centimeter, which unit is smaller, which unit is bigger? How about tell me which unit is smaller? Between inch and centimeter, which unit is smaller? Awesome. Exactly. Yeah, from your fingertip to the end of the nail. Now, of course, it's smaller than from your fingertip to the first knuckle of your thumb, right? Awesome. Very good. I need to close this one. Very good. And the conversion factor is 2.54. It's not very convenient, but you should remember. For me, I only remember 2 because in my country we use metric system. In this country we use US system, and I need to know the basics. So about length, I only remember 2 numbers. One number is this number. I remember there are 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch. I also remember there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So let's see. Yeah, you tell me centimeters is smaller, right? Very good. Centimeter is a smaller unit. So the number in front of it supposed to be bigger. We need a bigger number. We need a bigger number. Start with 29 to get a bigger number with the conversion factor right here, 2.54. We have to multiply. You can try divide. You will have a smaller number as a result. So we are multiplying the factor 2.54. 73.66. 73.66. Yeah, so 29 inches is equivalent to 73.66 centimeters. Nearest hundreds, yeah, we do have 2 decimal places, right? And this one is kilometers and a mile. Yeah, this also is very important. Oh, I also remember this. I know 1 mile is around equal to 1.6 kilometers. Okay, in my country, we use kilometers. If you travel, that you have to fly international, you probably look at the screen when you're sitting in the plane. Yeah, the aircraft is flying with the speed, how many hundred, kilometers per hour, right? Of course, you can switch the unit. And this is a very important conversion between miles and kilometers. Look at the last formula here. It says this is not an equation, it's approximately equal to, right? But for convenience, let's say just say equal, okay? Just for convenience. It says approximate English and metric equivalence. So just for convenience, I'll just say equal, right? So 1 mile equals 1.6 kilometers. And you tell me between miles and kilometers, is a mile a bigger unit or smaller unit? Yeah, you're going to type the word. Let me repeat my question. Between mile and a kilometer, is a mile a bigger unit or smaller unit? Compare with a kilometer. Is a mile a bigger unit or a smaller unit? Yes. Thank you, Ashlyn. That's awesome. It's a bigger unit. How do you know? Look at the formula. 1.6 is a bigger number. 1 is smaller. 1 is smaller than 1.6. Since the number in front of miles is smaller, mile is a bigger unit. In order to make 1 mile, you have to run 1.6 kilometers. Think about right? 1.6 kilometers make 1 mile. Of course, mile is longer. 1 mile is longer than 1 kilometer. So we say mile is a bigger unit, all right? Mile is a bigger unit, so we need a smaller number here, right? Remember, we need a smaller number here because the mile is a bigger unit. The number we start with is 204. 204. Again, we are looking for a smaller unit. So we have to divide by 1.6. We either multiply or divide by the factor. We never plus or minus, okay guys? Yeah, either multiply or divide. If you try multiply, you will have a bigger number. That's not what we want. We want a smaller number because mile is a bigger unit. So we have to divide by 1.6. 127.5. 127.5. Right? Yeah. So one time I went to maintain my car, do the oil change, and after they do my oil change, I was driving on the road like a normal speed, and I see the number because my car, the car I used to drive at that time, is a Prius. It has the speed limits, has the speed right in front of me. Very cool feature. Is and then the number is very big. I was very confused. What happened? I'm not actually speeding. And then I look at the setting. When they did my oil change, they touch the button and they change the miles per hour to kilometers per hour. So that's the reason I see the number very big, because a kilometer is a smaller unit. So the number is very big. Yeah, okay. So any questions, guys? Any questions? All right. So now is 2 o'clock. We have 20 more minutes. How about we use 10 minutes, do 9.2. Another 10 minutes do 9.3, just to get some feelings. All right. So for 9.1, we are pretty thorough. Yeah, we didn't finish all of them, but we get out almost half done, right? Later, essential class, we're gonna finish the other half. And I covered the two things I want to cover. Use the conversion factor to convert between units. And King Henry died Monday drinking chocolate milk, right? I'm still a little confused on how to tell from smaller and bigger, but actually, let's do not rush. Let's figure out. How about that? Let's figure out. So we can use mile and kilometer as example. So 1 mile is approximately equal to, let's just use equal to, 1 mile, not miles. 1 mile equals 1.6 km, right? When we say which unit is bigger, which unit is smaller, we mean 1 mile is longer or 1 kilometer is longer. We're comparing 1 mile with 1 kilometer. Since it says 1.6 kilometers make 1 mile, do you agree 1 mile is longer, actually a lot longer than 1 kilometer? In fact, 1 mile is 1.6 times longer than 1 kilometer. Right, Ashlyn? So in this case, we say mile is a bigger unit than km. Does that help? Yeah, when we say which unit is bigger, which unit is smaller, we are actually comparing 1 mile with 1 kilometer. And later when we do 2.54 centimeter equals 1 inch, And then we say, which unit is smaller, which I'm a little less confused now. Okay, but still confused, right? So when we say 2.54 centimeters equals 1 inch, and I ask you between centimeter and inch, which unit is smaller, which unit is bigger, I'm asking, is 1 centimeter compare with 1 centimeter and 1 inch, which is longer? If you consider 1 inch is 2.54 times than 1 centimeter, obviously inch is a bigger unit. The inch, yeah, is longer. Yeah, exactly, longer unit, right? Does that help? It probably take a little time, maybe sleep in. Tomorrow you can maybe feel better. I get it now. Okay, thank you. Very good, perfect. This is 9.1. We're going to finish 9.1 and go to 9.2. Go to assignment. I'm not sure how many warm-up problem here. Oh, let's see what's the first question. Cent. Okay, those are not inch to feet. I thought that this section 9.2 is about area and volume. Oh, those are warm-up problem and review. Okay, area is measured in square units, and volume is measured in cubic units. So when you look at the Zillow and you look at those houses in inventory, and the size of the house is 1,000 square feet, 2,000 square feet, right? Yes, square feet. That gives you the area of the house, right? The floor, the area of the floor. And the volume, like the water tank, right? Yeah, what's the volume of the water tank or the can? And the unit is gonna be cubic units. Determine whether the statement true or false. If it's false, make a necessary change to make it true. Because there are 3 feet in 1 yard, there are also 3 square feet in 1 square yard. No. This actually is a good thing to talk about. Let's see how the unit change impact the area. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do one area and do a volume as well. So area is a two-dimensional concept. Let's see, this is a cube, and this is 1 foot. Okay, it's a cube with a side length 1 foot, right? And now you want to triple. Okay, now you want to triple the side length is this, right? Now you triple the side, make the side stretch the size, all the 4 sides at yard. So now you have 3 feet. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is the square with the side length 1 yard. 1 yard is 3 feet, right? Yeah, 1 yard which is equal to 3 feet. All right. And look at the change in area. Look at the change in area. How many? If we say this is the blue, green square, how many green square are in the bigger one? 9, exactly, perfect. So what happened is, how do you actually correctly convert it? So let's start with the formula. 3 feet equals 1 yard, no problem. And you want to know the connection between square feet and square yard, right? Yeah, why don't we just square both sides? Yeah, this is an algebra part. Square both sides. And use the power of a product, kind of like similar with that. Of course, not 3 times feet, but similar. 3. So 3 squared, and you do 3 squared, 3 squared, and feet squared. On the right side, 1 squared and yard squared. So the square go on the number, also the unit, right? So that gives us 3 times 3, 3 squared 9. 9 squared. Squared. I don't remember the acronym. Square feet equals 1 square yard, right? Yeah. So this is a false. 9 square feet in 1 square yard, and you see it now, right? And what happened in 3-dimensional? Since we are here, so I don't mind to do a similar. So now 3-dimensional volume is a 3-dimensional concept. Let's consider this cube, and the side length is 1 foot. All right, is a cube. So the volume 1 times 1 times 1, length times height, length times width times height, right? The volume is 1 times 1 times 1. So it's 1 cubic feet, right? And what if you triple the side length? And what would you have? You triple. All the 3 dimensions gonna become 3 times longer, like this. My drawing is not perfect. So if you triple the length here, right? So you have this here before. Originally you have this here, right? Yeah. You triple the length, 1, 2, 3. You triple the width. Width is here, 1, 2, 3. And you triple the height, 1, 2, 3. So you get a bigger cube. What do you think about the volume of the bigger one? How many cube do you think is in it? This is a cube, 3-dimensional space again. So this is right here. And now the length, width, and the height all tripled. So how many volume-wise, how many times bigger now? How many small square I have in the big one? Yes, correct. Thank you, Jack. 27. And even just look at the graph, you can tell, right? So basically 3 layers. The top layer, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The top layer has 9. Middle layer has 9. Bottom layer has 9. 3 times 9, 27. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Ashley. 27. Yeah. And so you see 3 feet equals 1 yard. And we want to know the relationship between cubic feet and cubic yard, right? Cubic feet and cubic yard. Then what do we do? We cube both sides. Raise both sides of the equation of the formula to power 3, right? And then we have cube here, cube here, cube here, cube here. So 3 cubed is 27. Phi cubed, that is a cubic phi, equals 1 cube is 1. Cube of yard, that is a cubic yard. Just like that. So 1 cubic yard is 27 cubic feet. I hope this helps. It's pretty interesting. Okay, so let's see. It's like when you have an actual Maserati. You have an actual Maserati and you want to make a model. Model is going to be a lot smaller, right? And you want to know how many paint you need to have, right? So suppose you know the amount of paint you use for the real car, and the model, let's say how many times smaller? Model how many times smaller supposed to be? A car that's this big, 100 times smaller. Yeah, suppose 100 times smaller. 100 times shorter, right? One dimension. But the car is a 3-dimension thing. But the paint is a 2-dimensional concept. Because when you do the paint, you are actually considering the surface area. Surface area is a 2-dimensional concept. So you are going to save 10,000 times paint. Yeah, the lens, let's say this lens is 100 times bigger than this lens. And how many paint you save? You save this much because the pen is a 2-dimensional idea. It's very interesting, this. So let's do this one. We should choose, because there are, okay, this one. There are 9 square feet in 1 square yard. Use the figure to the right to find its area in square units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 56. Oh, sorry, I don't know why did I enter 26. 56, right? Okay. Oops, we only have 5 minutes. Let's go to the section 9.3. Section 9.3. Practice a little bit. Probably some warm-up problem. Okay, this, what is this? Okay, this is also have temperature. Actually, temperature is a very useful conversion. Like other countries, they use Celsius, and our country, we use Fahrenheit, right? So if you go travel and you have no idea what's the temperature, where should I, if you are in a hotel, what temperature should I set if you use Celsius, right? The basic metric unit of weight used for very small objects such as a coin, a candy bar, or a teaspoon of salt. Gram is a good choice. Ton, we use ton when we talk about how many weight the elevator can turn, right? That's 10. Pound, we will not use a pound for that small thing like candy or coin. One candy is very small. Pound, maybe we use it to weigh a baby, like my baby, maybe 25 or 30 pounds, right? And I don't know what does that mean. Okay, a lot of things I don't know. Yeah, gram is a good choice. The formula, okay, this is the conversion formula. This is the formula to go from Fahrenheit, go from Celsius to Fahrenheit. This is the formula go from Celsius to Fahrenheit. If you know the number of the degree of the temperature in Celsius, plug in here, and you will have the corresponding temperature in Fahrenheit. Oh, this statement, true or false? Okay, the formula, yeah, the other way around is false. Is to go from, yeah, is go from Celsius to Fahrenheit. All right, that's pretty useful. And this convert between within metric system. Do you guys remember King Henry died? Monday drinking chocolate milk. This still work. All right, let me show you how. Why this still work. This is for weight. A metric system weight is the same thing with that. It's just a change m to g. We just need to change m to g. So we're gonna change m to g. Kilograms, hectograms, decagram. Oh, this is gonna be grams, and decigrams, centigrams, milligrams, right? So we go from dg to mg. dg is right here to mg, right? And this is the go to the right. So we multiply by 10. Multiply by 10 twice. Or move the decimal point to the right twice. So 680. All right, 680. The same thing is just to change the meter to grams. All right, we run out of time. I would let you to finish the rest of the problems. The important thing is learn the method here. Learn the method. I really don't think you would like the dimensional analysis problem method because they use a lot of fraction. They use a fraction all the time, and I strongly recommend my method. It's very efficient. You can get it done within seconds. And if you use this method, you do a lot of fractions, and it takes longer time. All right, guys. Essential section, I'll see you in 10, and the other section, I'll see you. Today's Wednesday. See you after spring break. You guys have a good spring break. If you need anything, feel free to email me. All right. Bye bye. Oh, thank you, Jack. If you need anything, feel free to email me. Bye bye.